What if the healthy plate you've trusted for decades quietly stopped working for the body you have now? I'm not saying vegetables turned into villains, far from it. But after 60, your circulation, hormones, hydration, and even medications play by new rules. Foods that powered you at 40 can misfire at 70, not because you did anything wrong, but because your biology evolved and your dinner didn't. Welcome to Men's Vital Health. I'm Dr. Emily Carter, and today we're lifting the lid on a simple idea with big consequences. Timing and pairing can make the difference between feeling steady, clear, and confident, or waking up flat, foggy, and wondering where your edge went. Think of this as tuning a classic engine. The parts are solid, but the fuel mix needs finesse. Here's the surprising part. Some greens that keep your heart happy at lunch might leave you lightheaded by morning. A clean evening salad could be quietly draining hydration overnight. That sweet, innocent side, treated like a vegetable, may behave more like dessert in your bloodstream. None of this means never eat it. It means eat smarter. And once you know the levers, when you eat, what you pair together, and how your meds and supplements interact, you can reclaim momentum without a single fad. Before we dive into specific foods, let's set a new frame. After 60, consistency beats intensity. Your body prefers stable inputs, steady vitamin K if you're on thinners, midday diuretics instead of late night, carbs cushioned by protein and fiber. Tiny adjustments here can pay off down there because penile blood flow is a precision instrument, not a sledgehammer. In the next minutes, we'll map the usual suspects, not to scare you, but to hand you the controls. I'll share the simple swaps my patients use, moving certain greens to midday, taming nighttime sugar swings, and hydrating strategically so your blood moves like water, not syrup. Ready? Let's start with the principle that unlocks them all. Your foods didn't change, your physiology did. When we honor that truth, energy rises, clarity returns, and confidence follows.
Section 1. Why vegetables can backfire after 60. For most of our lives, vegetables have been placed on a pedestal. They're the cure-all, the food group that promises long life, heart health, and protection against disease. And in many ways, that reputation is deserved. But what nobody tells you is that the same plate of greens that fueled you in your 40s might play a very different role in your 60s or 70s. Here's why. As we age, several invisible shifts happen inside the body. Circulation slows, hormones fluctuate, and the kidneys aren't quite as efficient at clearing out what used to be handled effortlessly. On top of that, many men at this stage of life are on medications or supplements, blood thinners, calcium tablets, blood pressure pills that change the way food interacts with the bloodstream. Suddenly, a vegetable that once kept your arteries flexible may now clash with those medications, dehydrate you overnight, or even thicken your blood instead of thinning it. Think of it like driving the same car for decades. In the beginning, you could push the gas pedal hard, slam the brakes, and the engine took it without complaint. But as the mileage builds, you need to adjust. Gentler acceleration, more frequent maintenance, higher quality fuel. The car hasn't become useless, it just needs different handling. Your body works the same way. I've seen men who believed their nightly salads were keeping them lean, only to realize that dehydration from those greens left their blood sluggish. Others piled garlic or broccoli on their plates, unaware that those foods, combined with their prescriptions, were quietly tipping their blood chemistry out of balance. It wasn't about good or bad foods, it was about context, timing, and the stage of life they were in. This is why awareness matters. The foods themselves haven't changed. You have. And the wisdom of later years is not to throw away everything you thought you knew about nutrition, but to fine-tune it. Eat with strategy, not just habit. Now that we've set the stage, let's take a closer look at specific vegetables. You'll see how each one carries hidden risks when eaten without adjustment, and how small changes in timing, portion, or pairing can restore balance and keep your energy, circulation, and confidence strong.
Section 2. The 8 vegetables. Risk, story, and mitigation. Now let's dive into the heart of the matter. These 8 vegetables are not villains in themselves. Each one offers undeniable health benefits. The real challenge is that after 60, your body plays by a different set of rules. Think of them less as enemies and more as tools. Powerful when used correctly, troublesome when handled carelessly. I'll walk you through each vegetable with 3 simple lenses. 1. The risk. Why this food can backfire for older men. 2. The story. A real-world example or patient case that brings the science to life. 3. The mitigation. Practical ways to keep enjoying the food without letting it sabotage your vitality. 1. Spinach. The oxalate paradox. Spinach is loaded with nutrients, but also with oxalates. In younger years, your kidneys flush them out. After 60, especially when paired with calcium supplements, oxalates can bind with calcium and form microscopic crystals that make clog small vessels, including those vital for erectile firmness. Harold, a retired firefighter in his 70s, thought his nightly spinach salad with feta and calcium tablets was the ultimate healthy combo. Over time, his morning strength disappeared. Tests revealed sky-high oxalate levels and sluggish circulation in his pelvic region. He was shocked. He thought he had been doing everything right. Don't fear spinach. Eat it earlier in the day and avoid pairing it with calcium at night. Drink plenty of water to help your body clear oxalates. Spinach can still be your friend, but timing is everything. 2. Broccoli, the vitamin K balancing act. Rich in fiber and antioxidants, broccoli has long been praised for heart health. But it's also high in vitamin K, which influences blood clotting. For men on blood thinners like warfarin or even daily aspirin, inconsistent broccoli intake can disrupt blood chemistry, sometimes making blood too thick, sometimes too thin. Either way, circulation suffers. Clarence, a retired teacher, ate steamed broccoli every evening. Yet he complained of fading erections and unpredictable lab results. His medication levels were swinging because his broccoli habit wasn't consistent. Keep broccoli in your diet, but stay steady. If you're on blood thinners, don't suddenly load up one day and skip the next. Consistency is key, and your doctor should know about your intake. 3. Romaine lettuce, the hidden dehydrator. Romaine seems like the safest choice, light, crisp, hydrating, but it acts as a mild diuretic. For younger men, that's no problem. For older men with weaker thirst signals and slower kidneys, eating romaine at night can quietly dehydrate the body, thicken the blood, and choke off circulation. Leon, 75, proudly ate a large romaine salad for dinner every night. He woke up groggy, dizzy, and with weaker morning erections. Tests showed his blood was thicker than ideal. He wasn't drinking enough water to match the romaine's effect. Enjoy salads at lunch, not dinner. Pair romaine with hydration and listen to your body's signals. The light dinner isn't always the right dinner. 4. Raw carrots, the sugar spike in disguise. Carrots are crunchy and sweet, but raw carrots digest quickly, spiking blood sugar. For men with slower metabolism or mild diabetes, that spike can lead to a midnight crash, releasing stress hormones that tighten blood vessels and weaken erections. Larry, a retired nurse, swapped cookies for raw carrot sticks at night. He was proud of his discipline, but his mornings grew foggy and his intimacy suffered. Once he moved carrots to daytime and paired them with protein, his energy and confidence came back. Keep carrots, but eat them earlier in the day. Pair them with nuts, cheese, or protein to blunt the sugar spike. Evening carrots? Skip them. 5. Garlic, the double-edged sword.
Garlic is legendary for lowering blood pressure and protecting the heart, but it's also a natural blood thinner. For older men already taking anticoagulants, piling on raw garlic or supplements can make blood dangerously thin, leading to leaks, bruising, or reduced oxygen delivery to key organs. Thomas, an 81-year-old engineer, combined his blood thinner with daily garlic supplements. Within weeks, he suffered a brain bleed. His extra protection had turned into a silent threat. If you're on blood thinners, avoid garlic supplements unless cleared by your doctor. Stick to small amounts in cooked meals, enough for flavor, without the danger. 6. Onions, the pressure drop problem. Onions contain quercetin, which widens blood vessels. That sounds great until you add blood pressure medication into the mix. For older men, the combination can lower pressure too much, starving the brain and penis of oxygen. Richard, 74, ate raw onion nightly with dinner. He woke up lightheaded, drained, and weaker in intimacy. After moving onions to lunch and switching to cooked versions, his morning stabilized. Use onions in moderation. Cook them, eat them earlier in the day, and avoid overloading on raw onion if you're on blood pressure meds. 7. Corn, the comfort food that acts like sugar. Corn may feel like a vegetable, but metabolically, it's closer to sugar. It spikes glucose quickly, then crashes, forcing stress hormones to kick in. Over time, this roller coaster exhausts the vascular system and drains stamina. Henry, 79, loved his morning corn grits, but he battled fatigue, brain fog, and fading performance. Once he switched to protein-rich breakfasts like eggs and oats, his mornings turned around. Treat corn as a starchy carb, not a free vegetable. Pair it with protein, eat it in moderation, and avoid it before bed. 8. Asparagus, the overnight drain. Asparagus is elegant, clean, and low-calorie, but it's also a diuretic. Eat it at dinner, and you may lose too much water overnight. Dehydration thickens the blood, slows circulation, and makes morning performance weaker. George, 76, enjoyed asparagus with dinner every evening, but he often woke dizzy and drained. By moving asparagus to lunch and upping hydration, his stamina returned. Enjoy asparagus earlier in the day and drink enough water. Timing makes all the difference. Now, after hearing these stories, you might feel like every vegetable is out to get you. But that's not the lesson here. The real lesson is about adaptation. These foods aren't the enemy, they're signals, reminding us that the rules change with age. In the next section, we'll step back and look at the bigger picture, the side factors that magnify or reduce these risks, from hydration to medications, and how you can put everything together into a plan that keeps your vitality strong.
Section 3. Side factors that magnify risk. By now, you've seen how even the most innocent vegetable can take on a new role in the aging body. But here's the key insight. The vegetable alone isn't usually the whole problem. It's the context that magnifies the risk. Think of it like stacking weights on a fragile shelf. One book is fine, but when you keep adding supplements, medications, dehydration, skipped meals, the shelf eventually bends. So let's unpack the main side factors that quietly tip the balance from harmless to harmful. 1. Medications and supplements, the invisible amplifiers. After 60, many men find themselves managing high blood pressure, heart rhythm issues, or bone health with daily pills. That means your body's chemistry is already altered before food even enters the picture. Blood thinners and anticoagulants. Pair these with vitamin K heavy foods like broccoli or blood thinning foods like garlic, and you create unpredictable swings, sometimes too thick, sometimes too thin. Both are dangerous for circulation. Calcium and vitamin D tablets. Add spinach on top, and those oxalates suddenly have plenty of calcium to bind with, forming the very crystals that slow blood flow. blood pressure medications. Combine with vasodilators like onions, and you risk a sudden drop in pressure, leaving you dizzy or drained. Food doesn't act in isolation. If you're on medications, diet choices must be steady and coordinated, not sporadic. What seems like just a vegetable can push your chemistry past the safe zone when mixed with pills. 2. Hydration, the silent gatekeeper. Many older men underestimate how hydration sneaks up on them. Thirst signals weaken with age, and kidneys don't flush as efficiently. Diuretic vegetables like romaine or asparagus, which barely mattered in your 40s, can now quietly dry you out. Thicker blood doesn't just mean fatigue, it means slower oxygen delivery to the organs that define your energy, clarity, and intimacy. Even a 2% drop in hydration can cut performance more than you think. Water is not optional. Hydrate before and after meals, especially if you're eating foods that encourage water loss. Think of hydration as the oil that keeps your engine running smoothly. 4. Blood sugar and metabolic shifts. Your metabolism in your 60s doesn't handle quick glucose spikes the way it once did. Raw carrots and corn, as innocent as they seem, can send your blood sugar soaring, then crashing. That crash doesn't just make you groggy, it unleashes stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, which literally tighten your blood vessels. Pair high-carb veggies with protein or healthy fats to smooth the curve, and avoid late-night sugar bombs disguised as healthy snacks. 5. Hormonal changes and testosterone decline. Even without food, aging lowers testosterone and reduces nitric oxide, the very signals your blood vessels rely on to relax and open up. That means any extra stress from diet, medication, or dehydration has a stronger impact than it did decades earlier. Lifestyle habits, sleep, resistance training, balanced nutrition become more important than ever. You can't rely on hormones to cover your dietary mistakes anymore. 5. Consistency versus fluctuation. Perhaps the biggest, most overlooked factor is inconsistency. Your body hates sudden swings, whether it's too much broccoli today and none tomorrow, or loading up on garlic one week and skipping the next. For circulation, predictability is strength. Eat in steady amounts, hydrate regularly, take your meds consistently, and you'll reduce the roller coaster that weakens blood flow. So when you look at it closely, the danger isn't the vegetable alone. It's the combination of age, medication, hydration, hormones, and habits. Once you understand these side factors, the picture becomes clearer. In the next section, I'll show you what happens when you put all of this together, a practical diet reset that real men have used to restore their energy, clarity, and confidence.
Section 4. Diet reset after 62. Sometimes advice feels abstract until you see how it plays out in a real life. So let me share the story of Michael, a man whose journey shows exactly how small adjustments can revive energy, clarity, and even intimacy after 60. Michael's story. Michael was 62, recently retired, and proud of his discipline. He stayed active, ate plenty of vegetables, and avoided junk food. On paper, he was doing everything right. Yet when he sat in my office, his frustration was clear. He felt groggy in the mornings, his energy dipped after lunch, and the confidence he once had in the bedroom was fading. "I don't get it," he told me. "I'm healthier than most men my age. Why do I feel like I'm losing ground?" We dug into his daily routine. His diet sounded perfect by conventional wisdom. A big spinach salad at night, always with feta cheese. Garlic capsules every morning for heart health. Corn grits for breakfast, a comfort food from his childhood. Carrots as a late-night snack to replace cookies. Asparagus most evenings with dinner. Individually, none of these choices looked dangerous, but layered together, spinach plus calcium at night, garlic plus aspirin,
Corn spikes in the morning, carrots before bed, asparagus draining hydration overnight. The picture was clear. His body wasn't broken. His timing was. We didn't overhaul everything. We simply shifted the order of operations. Spinach moved to lunch, giving his kidneys time to process oxalates during the day. Calcium supplement delayed, taken separately away from spinach. Garlic capsules cut out, replaced with moderate amounts of cooked garlic in meals. Corn swapped. No more morning grits. Instead, eggs, avocado, or oatmeal. Carrots shifted earlier, paired with hummus at mid-afternoon instead of bedtime. Asparagus kept at lunch, never in the evening. Hydration boosted. 1 glass of water before each meal, 1 before bed. By week 4, Michael reported subtle but noticeable improvements. Mornings felt less heavy, and his energy didn't crash after lunch. By week 8, he was waking clearer, his partner noticed he seemed lighter, and his bedroom confidence was creeping back. By week 12, he felt 10 years younger. And the best part? He didn't have to give up the foods he loved. He just learned to play by the new rules of his age. Michael's story is proof that decline isn't inevitable. Most of the time, it's not about what you eat, it's about when and how you eat it. Your 60s don't demand a life of bland food or fear. They demand awareness, rhythm, and respect for the way your body has changed. Now that you've seen how a few small adjustments changed Michael's daily life, let's zoom out. In the next section, we'll put together the bigger picture, a smart diet map for men over 60. This isn't about restriction, it's about strategy, a guide you can use every day to keep your circulation steady, your energy strong, and your confidence alive.
Section 5. Summary Lessons: A Smart Diet Map for Men Over 60. By this point, you've seen how 8 common vegetables can behave differently once you cross 60, and how a single man's diet reset gave him back his mornings and his confidence. But let's be honest, you don't need a complicated manual or a spreadsheet to live this out. What you need is a simple map, a way of thinking about food that keeps your blood flowing steadily, your energy balanced, and your manhood strong. Here's the essence of that map. First, remember that timing is as important as the food itself. Spinach, asparagus, romaine, they're not bad, but eating them late at night when your kidneys and hydration levels are at their weakest can quietly sabotage circulation. Shift these foods earlier in the day and you instantly change the way your body handles them. Second, pair wisely. Don't let high oxalate spinach collide with calcium pills in the same meal. Don't let corn or carrots spike your blood sugar when eaten alone. Combine them with protein or healthy fats so your body digests more slowly, keeping blood sugar and hormones steady. Third, respect your medications. If you're on blood thinners, broccoli and garlic aren't off limits, but they demand consistency. Sudden swings confuse your blood chemistry and put your circulation at risk. Keep your intake steady, communicate with your doctor, and avoid piling supplements on top of prescriptions without guidance. Fourth, hydration is your safety net. A glass of water before and after meals isn't just a wellness cliché. It's what keeps your blood thin enough to reach the smallest vessels, the very ones responsible for clarity of mind and firmness of body. Especially with diuretic vegetables like asparagus or lettuce, water is the companion that turns risk into balance. Fifth, embrace consistency over extremes. Your body at 60 plus doesn't tolerate roller coasters. A steady rhythm of meals, steady vegetable portions, and steady supplement habits keep your circulation calm. Even the healthiest food, taken sporadically or in sudden bursts, can become disruptive. Finally, listen to your body's signals. Morning grogginess, dizziness, fading erections, these aren't random annoyances. They're feedback, your body's way of saying something in your diet, your timing, or your hydration is out of sync. Don't ignore them. Adjust, observe, and adapt. Put simply, the smart diet map for men over 60 isn't about cutting out vegetables or living in fear of your plate. It's about eating with awareness. It's about asking, when is the right time for this food? What am I pairing it with? How is my body reacting? That awareness is the compass that guides you towards strength, stability, and renewed confidence. Now that you have this map, let's step back and see what it means in practice. In the final section, I'll bring all of this together into a closing message. A reminder that decline is not destiny and that the right choices, made consistently, can give you back the clarity, vitality, and intimacy you deserve.
If there's one truth you carry away from this journey, let it be this: aging does not mean surrender. The vegetables we've discussed are not your enemies. They are simply reminders that the rules change with time. At 60, 70, or beyond, your body asks you to treat it with more strategy, more balance, and more care than before. Think of this not as restriction, but as refinement. The same way a seasoned craftsman knows how to handle his tools with precision, you now have the wisdom to handle your food with intention. A salad moved to midday, a glass of water added before bed, a supplement adjusted with guidance. These are not small choices. They are the difference between sluggish mornings and clear, energized days. Dr. Emily Carter from Men's Vital Health said it best: your body after 60 is still capable of power, intimacy, and strength, but only if you feed it with the wisdom of your years, not the habits of your youth. And she's right. You don't need to give up the foods you love. You only need to learn their timing, their pairings, their place in your daily rhythm. So here's my heartfelt call to you. Don't just listen and nod, act. Look at your next plate, your next glass of water, your next supplement routine, and ask, is this fueling my vitality or quietly draining it? Then make the change. Even one adjustment today can ripple into stronger mornings, better circulation, and renewed confidence tomorrow. And if this message resonates with you, if you believe every man deserves clarity, energy, and intimacy no matter his age, then please support the mission of Men's Vital Health. Like this video, share it with a friend who needs it, and subscribe so you never miss another insight from Dr. Emily Carter and the team. Your best years are not behind you. They are waiting inside your next wise choice. Click like, share this with someone you care about, and subscribe to Men's Vital Health today. Together with Dr. Emily Carter, we're rewriting what it means to age with strength, confidence, and vitality. Your journey doesn't end at 60. It begins.